I remember there was this time I was like beaten up by my stepmom, and I had run away from the house. And the first thing I thought about was, what would my grandma say if she had run away? So I went back home, and the following day, I didn't even, and the following day I was in school, and all I saw was, oh, this woman said, pack your school bags, follow me. Follow you where? By the time I saw the next place we were at the police station. This woman took me to the police station because she said I have to go and report that my stepmom has beaten me up. And I told her I was scared because my dad would not be happy about it. The police gave me a paper and a pen and asked me to write my statements. Trust me, I wrote the statements at the police station. And when the police officer saw, he said, how old are you? How old are you? You're writing police statements. How old are you? So they called my dad. When my dad got there, the police officer was very angry. He said, this your daughter is a very intelligent girl. I have had adults come here and they cannot write police statements. This girl narrated everything into details. Put full stop, comments, quotation marks. What he said, what he said, put quotation marks on it, and exclamation marks. So you need to be very, very careful about your daughter. And you see, that's my grandma. She made me know, from that day, she made me know that everything that happens to me, there's a remedy for it. There's no running away. There's a remedy for it. If I could go to the police station. So, as I was working in life, my mindset was that no one can do anything to me unless I allow it. Okay. I can always fight back.
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 27 of the Dairy Mom podcast. My name is Diana Adair. I am the founder and CEO of the Dairy Mom. We inspire, educate and empower mothers who may be struggling to reclaim their dreams or who may have temporarily set aside their ambitions due to the demands of motherhood. On the Dairy Mom podcast, we bring you powerful stories from audacious mothers around the world who defy societal expectations and harness their strength to juggle both roles of motherhood and the pursuit of their personal and professional ambitions successfully. Before we begin today's conversation, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to all of our new viewers, our new subscribers, and to all who have been with us from the beginning. I appreciate you all very much. And if you are new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. This helps our channel to grow. Today's episode is the first part of our two-part series on Doctor, Dreamer, Mother. Today, we are going to unravel a conversation that is packed with faith, purpose, inspiration, and power. You don't want to miss this. We are honored to have an ambitious and super confident mother join us from the United Kingdom. Her name is Dr. Loretta Bortey. Dr. Bortey is a Ghanaian scholar and advocate in the fields of artificial intelligence and machine learning. She recently graduated with a PhD from Birmingham University, where she focused on developing predictive models to enhance the health and safety of highway workers. Prior to her doctoral studies, Loretta completed an MSc in Big Data Technologies at Glasgow Caledonian University in 2020. During her time there, she ran for the position of Student Association President, an experience that bolstered her confidence and reinforced her belief in the attainability of her aspirations. Beyond her academic pursuits, Dr. Loretta Bortey is a mom and a wife to an honorable man. Her dedication to promoting diversity and inclusion in STEM led her to establish a foundation in Ghana aimed at inspiring young girls to pursue careers in STEM fields. Her efforts in this area were recognized when she received the Sir Lenny Henry Award for Diversity and Inclusion. Loretta's personal journey has been marked by resilience and determination. Despite facing challenges, including the loss of her mother at a young age, she has remained committed to her goals, crediting having the support of family and friends for her successes. If you're ready for today's conversation, grab your pens and notebooks and join me as I speak to our special guest. Hello, Dr. Loretta. Welcome to the Dairy Mom podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Dinah. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Hello to all your viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I am looking forward to a very interesting conversation today. As I read in your bio, you're a big woman, like you are you you're a PhD holder, a very young mom and a wife who has big dreams and big ambitions. How we want to know how you managed to juggle, this whole big PhD thing with motherhood. We want to know how you're running your foundation for girls in STEM and educating them. We want to know a little bit about your background, what drives you, how did you get to where you are now. So we are so honored to have you today, and I'm looking forward to a very interesting and impactful conversation with you.
Same here. I'm very honored to be here also today. I think it's actually a really great privilege to have the opportunity to share my experiences with others.
Yeah.
And if possible, help others also know anything is possible, actually. So thank you for having me.
Right. So like I always start, I want us to know a little bit about, your upbringing, your childhood. Can you share some experience with us? What was it like for you in terms of observing parenting dynamics, and how did that shape you and your perspective about adulthood?
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I was I was brought up by my dad. So yeah, my mom passed away when I was young. So I had to go live with my grandma. But before that, I had a very close relationship with my mom. My mom, I don't know, she kind of sometimes had the inkling she would not be around for long. So she used to give me a lot of advice. She used to talk to me like I was an older girl, should I say, but I wasn't that old. But then she always told me about how I had to fight for myself, how I had to live my life, even the kind of man I have to try to marry because she might not be around. And she kept giving me that advice. So actually growing up, I come from a long line of very strong women in all form, like very strong-willed, very ambitious. But unfortunately, most of them could not get like a very good education. They were not really literate. So I don't come from a very literate family. But then they were very strong, industrious and hardworking. I never saw any of my aunties relying on just their marriage or their husbands to make ends meet or anything. And I never saw my grandma do so. So my grandma actually would always brag about how she was able to build her house at 30, even before 30, because whilst her siblings were going to school, she was trading and she was building a house and she was making money. And this is something that was like forming the basis of my childhood. So growing up, I never really knew that there was even a possibility that you could marry, be somebody like a housewife, and a man could take care of you. It never crossed my mind. I never saw it. So it was, and my mom was also a businesswoman. There was nothing she would not put her hands on that she would not sell. She would get this, sell it, get this, sell it. So she was making her own money. And I knew that my mom also was making her own money. So my auntie, the firstborn of my mom, she was a high-time businesswoman also. So I only saw industrious women around me, like very hardworking women around me. So probably from there, I had lots of confidence. I've always had a lot of confidence as a child growing up. I've always believed in myself because even when I don't believe in myself, my grandma was like a force. She would always ask me, why not you? Why are you supporting someone to do something? Why not you? Why are you not the one doing it? And I'll always be like, oh yeah, that's true. I can actually be the one doing it. So why not me? I can actually do it. And she has always been my major support. My grandma I grew up in a family that, like I said, they are not educated, so much educated. But my grandma was like a full-time local politician. And she would hold my hands, put on political t-shirts for me, and take me to rallies. So I went for my first rally in 2006, 2007. Yes, I was in that rally. I was with my grandma, my aunties, we were in the rally, and I saw how some of these local female politicians mounted the platform, the podium, and they spoke. And that was like a changing moment for me. I said, yes, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do this because my grandma says it's possible. So the major thing that has driven me is the kind of background I have gotten as a kid, the kind of women I've seen around me as a kid, and the kind of family that I have come from. They made me know that anything is possible. Like, so far as you set your mind to it, you can achieve it. And it's rather unfortunate that my grandma did not live long to see me today. But everything I am today is something she had prophesied in my life over and over and over again. Because my grandma said I was going to become a doctor, but she meant medical doctor from the beginning. So she was calling me doctor. Then one time, after I got into the university, she was still calling me doctor. So I told her one day, I'm not a doctor, I'm doing computer science. She was like, what's that? I said, okay, it's about computers, it's about programming. And she said, okay, then you're a computer doctor. That's what she said. And I laughed because I didn't think there was anything like that. I never thought there was anything like that. But when her friends come to the house, she will introduce me as, that's my computer doctor. She's my computer doctor. And today, when I see that I'm actually a doctor and in AI, I'm like, that's what my grandma was calling me, a computer doctor. And yeah, like, I'm actually whatever she prophesied about me. So yes, she has been my major source of inspiration all the time, always. Yeah.
Loretta, I don't know. I haven't gotten anywhere in the interview and I'm already tearing up. Oh wow. I haven't gotten anywhere and I've just been holding back the tears.
Yeah.
This is so touching. It's so powerful. It is so inspirational. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. The family I come from, it's just one that tells me all the time that I don't need education to make it. And that's the honest truth. It's not formal education, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not formal education that can get you to where you want to be. So if you have that formal education, then it means that you have no excuse, actually.
Yeah.
You have no excuse.
Right.
So yeah, it's just been my grandma. She was my major drive, my everything. When whatever I wanted to do, she was my best friend. Whatever I wanted to do, there have never been a time my grandma has said no to me. Or there have never been a time my grandma will say, tone down. My grandma is there, go all out. Yes, do it. Like, when you fail, I'll catch you. Just go sometimes she'll ask me, is it my 10 cities you're coming for? Is it my 10 cities? Don't worry, so far as I've gotten to this place, God will make a way. The money will come, and surely the money
will come. Oh my gosh.
That's it. That's my grandma.
Oh my God. Oh, Loretta. I don't know. Gosh, I'm sorry. I have to laugh so much.
We are just even at the beginning.
I know. I'm trying so hard to try to hold my tears back and the laughter and everything, but that is a very interesting story, and I find there's a lot of depth. Sorry, in your story. It carries a lot of weight. That is the part that really touches me, and it's causing me to tear up a lot, because your grandmother saw way into the future when you were younger, and she was calling you my computer doctor, and today you are a doctor in artificial intelligence and machine learning. That's exactly what she was prophesying about, and the fact that she would even brag she built a house at the age of 30 or before the age of 30. That's a really industrious woman who had ambition, and she's pushed that into her own children, because you mentioned that all your aunties, they were all like pushing and fighting, they had businesses running, and she's trickled it down to you, her grandchild. This is amazing. And may her soul rest in peace, and may your mother's soul also rest in peace. What you said about even your mother is also very impactful. Like, it really touched me, because even though she kind of foresaw she wasn't going to be around for long, but she was encouraging you, and it's
planted
everything.
She's not around. Yeah.
Wow. This is, I don't know. I'm dumbfounded. At this point, I can just call off the interview. No, because I have always known you to be this girl who is like nothing is going to stop me. And I'm pushing and I'm out there. And if this is what I believe in, you cannot change my mind. And that's the kind of girl I have known you to be for many years, like now, and this explains, why, and that's
100% my grandma.
That's 100%.
Yeah, I had the privilege of having her around me for a long time.
Yeah.
So yes, that was her. She never made me back down without a fight. I actually lived with my dad after some time, my dad and my stepmom after some time. Okay. And even though the treatment was not good, I could always run to my grandma and she would do something about it. But at a point in time, she told me, Loretta, you would grow up. No matter what, you will grow up. But your experiences are supposed to shape you. So if you keep running to me, if I'm not there, what are you going to do next? I don't know what she said, but in a way, I felt like she was asking me to fight back. So I fought back. I can say that I'm like one of the kids, my father's kids, who have given him a lot of headache. I know, I'm giving him a lot of headache. But then, yes, I've been very stubborn, because I've pushed back a lot. And sometimes I feel like at first I didn't see that it was some of the strains in our relationship I was part of the problem. But yes, I had to do what I had to do. Because sometimes, I remember there was this time I was like beaten up by my stepmom, and I had run away from the house. And the first thing I thought about was, what would my grandma say if she heard I had run away? So I went back home, and the following day, I was in school, and all I saw was, oh, this woman, she was a trader, and she used to sell clothes and whole lot of any type of cloth. Eventually, she was selling it. I thought, this woman with her cloth to the school, she had put her cloth somewhere. Where is Mama? Where is your cloth? Said, pack your school bags. Follow me. Follow you where? By the time I saw the next place we were at the police station. This woman took me to the police station because she said I have to go and report that my stepmom has beaten me up. And I told her I was scared because my dad would not be happy about it. The police gave me a paper and a pen and asked me to write my statements. Trust me, I wrote the statements at the police station. And when the police officer saw it, said, how old are you? How old are you? You're writing police statement. How old are you? So they called my dad. When my dad got there, the police officer was very angry. He said, this your daughter is a very intelligent girl. I have had adults come here and they cannot write police statements. This girl narrated everything into details. Put full stop, comments, quotation marks. What he said, what he said, what he said. Put quotation marks on it and exclamation marks. So you need to be very, very careful about your daughter. And you see, that's my grandma. She made me know, from that day, she made me know that everything that happens to me, there's a remedy for it. There's no running away. There's a remedy for it. If I could go to the police station. So, as I was working in life, my mindset was that no one can do anything to me unless I allow it. I can always fight back. So, for me, my life is my grandma. My confidence is my grandma. But when it comes to my spiritual life, it's my mother. Because in a way, like I said, she kept telling me all the time that, oh, she'll not be around. She might not be around. But there's someone called the Holy Spirit who is her friend. And he can also be my friend. She taught me to speak to the Holy Spirit like a human being, that I could say good morning, Holy Spirit. So that was the first book ever my mom gave me.
Good morning, Holy Spirit.
And it was Good Morning, Holy Spirit. And I learned a lot about it. So my spiritual life, that's my mother. She was a prayer warrior. That was her. She was, anybody who knows my mom or knew my mom knows she was a prayer warrior. And the best gift she could give me was Jesus, because no matter what happened in my life, that was the only thing I could always fall back on. And I knew that no matter what happened in my life, I still had Jesus with me. That's the property my mom left for me. But when it comes to my confidence, my ability to talk, my mindset about things, my dedication, my commitment to seeing things well, that's 100% my grandma. She planted it, she watered it, and she made sure she saw it grow before she finally left. She finally left the earth. Yeah.
How old were you when you went to the police station to write your statement?
I was 12 years old. I was 12. Yes, I was 12 years old.
You were 12 years old and you went to the police station to write the police statement, putting full stops and commas.
And quotation marks. So that they will understand
what you're saying.
I'm not the one who said it, she said it.
Oh, Loretta.
She said it, I'm not the one who said it. Yeah.
You had a very interesting childhood. But it was a mix of everything, because it's you haven't experienced the loss of your mother at that young age. I would say it was something that was supposed to make you lose your confidence, because losing a mother is not an easy thing. But you had the blessing of your grandmother to let you know that this is not the end of the world. You can push through anything and you can fight back no matter the situation. I think that's a very important lesson for everybody to learn. Like, don't just give up. Don't just let things go. Like, it's a lot of courage and confidence. I'm still processing it.
Yeah.
I'm still processing it. It's a lot of courage and you know,
Loads.
yeah,
Loads.
yeah.
And
For
she'll not go down fighting. No matter what, she would fight it. She hasn't, I mean, this is a woman who, she hasn't really been to school before, but she doesn't mind taking you to court. The least thing you do, she's suing you. She's taking you to court. And this someone who has not even gone to class 1. She will take you to court. She will sue you. And she doesn't mind whether she is going to win in court or not. So far as she's dragged you to court.
that's enough for her to
win
prove
for
a
her.
point.
Yes, that's a win for her. She will drag you to court. So, imagine if
She was educated.
oh,
Wow, that's a lot of courage. Wow. So I don't even know, because I would have asked you what has been that driving force behind you, but this sums it all up, right? This just sums it all up. So let me just jump into career, you know, coming into school time and, you know, all that. How was the experience like for you in terms of, you know, experiencing people through school, bachelor's, even master's? Were there some challenges that you had to overcome, and some of these, you know, traits that you had back from childhood, you know, came in? And can you give us some experiences, share some stories?
yeah. So, when I was in primary school, like I said, I told you my grandma used to take me to rallies. So I had this political inclination.
Yeah.
Of always talking politics, because that's what my grandma was talking to me about at
Okay.
the time. So all the time. So there was this teacher, Sir Alex Miles. I used to argue politics a lot with him, and he indulged me. Actually, he would indulge me. He was NPP, but he would indulge me, and he would tell me that this is what happened. He would try to change my mind, and I would argue with him like I knew the facts, but I didn't know the facts. All I knew is that my grandma was in this political party and he was in this political party. So, no, I'm going to argue with him. But because he indulged me and I was arguing with him, apparently another teacher, Bia Famehutai, like there's another teacher who thinks I'm annoying. So one day I was arguing with my teacher about politics in general. And then this teacher came to me and said, you this small girl, what do you know about politics? You're always arguing about politics. Would you go and sit down? If I ever hear you talking about politics again, well, those kind of teacher threats have never been anything to me. That's never done anything to me. So I just gave him the respect. I just left him. But another time, I didn't take what he said. So I kept on arguing with my teacher about politics. Then he came to me again and said, so I told you to stop arguing about politics, and then you decided that you would be talking about it today. Okay. You see, today the teachers are going to be talking about who will be perfect. And I'm going to make sure that anytime they mention your name, I'll shoot it down. I didn't take it. I took it with a pinch of salt, because I didn't really think that he had that much power to shoot my name down. Because if they are choosing 10 people, even if they are choosing 5 people in the class, at least I'm sure my name will be part.
Yeah.
But you won't believe it, like almost about 20 prefects or so, prefects and assistants, and it came out and my name was not part. This is after I've been like first position 2 times in the class, and it's 3 terms. So for 2 terms I'd be first position. I was hurt.
Yeah.
And so I decided that, okay, this teacher, you said this, and then this is what. So
Actually.
Me and you, if I see you coming, I'll pass it into you, pass it. I'll try and pass your exam courses. I always try as much as possible to. If I'm learning, I'll learn this twice, because I knew he did not like me.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to prove the point. if ever he marked me down and I called for a remarking, it should be because I'm very sure that I wrote something great. So one time we're in an English class and we were learning about speech writing. And my English teacher, she actually had a very great she really liked me. So we were writing the speech, and then I wrote at the title, a speech delivered by Loretta Bortey, MP for Nubakro. And the teachers used to sit right outside our class. So he heard me, and he was like, "What do you mean by MP for Nubakro?" I didn't say anything, but at break time, he saw me and was like, "See, a woman can never be an MP in Nubakro." And I was like, but why are you saying that? A woman can be anything? He said, no, a woman cannot be the MP here. They will not vote for him. So go and change that thing you've written. So, but there were other teachers there, they were actually like, yeah, that's true. It would be very difficult for people to vote for a woman in Nongwa. It would be very difficult. It angered me. I was very angry. So I went back to the speech after a break, and I changed it to a speech delivered by Her Excellency, Loretta Bortey, the President of Ghana. And he was dumbfounded because when I was reading that speech, I'm sure it's something that everybody in my class actually remembers, my GSS class actually remembers. Because everybody was shocked that what would make a little girl think about becoming president. Yeah, like it's something that at that time no little girl really thought of. Yeah. We were thinking about becoming a doctor or something. But I said I would become president because my teacher said I cannot be an MP. So yes, I'm going to be a president. If MP maybe it's too big for him, it's too small. So I'll become president. That single day, it changed the trajectory of my life because I always envisioned or thought that it is possible. Because I went back home and I told my grandma, and she said yes, it was possible that I can become president. It doesn't matter whether I'm a woman or not, it's possible. So in my mind, whatever I was doing, I was thinking to myself, what if I do this, I don't do a good thing, and one day I become president and it's used against me. Or I become somebody I've always felt, as growing up as a kid, that I'm going to be somebody important. So what if I do this and then it's used against me? So there were lots of things that teenagers would do. There were lots of things that young adults would do that I never tried to do. Because I felt like, what if one day it is used against me? And that single day made me choose the kind of friends I work with, the kind of life I wanted to live, how I wanted to live it. Because even in SHS, I used to tell my friends, those I used to sit with, that I'm going to be president one day. Even when I went for prefectorial vetting, I remember very well, I mentioned it to my reverend sister. She was like, oh wow. I said, yes, I'm going to be president one day. So everything that was happening to me, I was always thinking about it. I had a major setback in SHS and it kind of hit me. I was like, this is like going to prevent me from becoming president one day. What if it's used against me? Because people would think, basically, people were suspended in my class, and I felt like I was Yasantua. So I'm the one who has enough to talk. So I wrote a long article, and I posted it on the notice board that why are you suspending these girls and you are leaving these girls? Why don't you suspend everybody together? Do you know why? I'll tell everybody today. Because the teachers are taking money from their parents. Their parents come to them and they give them money. They give them food stuff. And those of us who don't have parents who are rich enough to give them money and food stuff, we are not going to be treated the same way. Yes. And because of that, the teachers felt greatly insulted. Yes. And I was suspended because of that. And the teacher actually told me that you have just destroyed your future, because look at what you have done. You have just destroyed your future. But one thing that actually made me gain my confidence, I cried a lot. Actually, I cried a lot when I went home. When my grandma came to me, she came to my house at the time. And note, this is after she had taken me to the police station. So this was the time where there was a strain between the relationship between she and my dad. So she was not allowed to come to my house. But she heard I was suspended and she came to the house. And I told her, Mommy, Grandma, they said I'll not become president again because of this and that. And she was like, did you write your name under it? I said, yes. I admitted it was my name that I wrote under it. So she asked me to narrate the letter for her. I narrated it to her. And then she was like, okay, next time, write the same thing. Don't write your name under it. And that was the only thing she found wrong with whatever I had written. The fact that I had left a clue to trace me. She didn't make me feel bad about it. She didn't think it was wrong in any way. She did not even advise me not to write such things or say such things. She just told me, next time, don't leave a clue that it is you. And that was it. So from there, I gathered confidence again and said to myself, written documents are dangerous. Next time, don't let it be traced to you. That was it. And that was the only lesson I learned from the entire debacle, that written documents are dangerous. If I had said it with my mouth, it would have passed. But because I had written it and I had left a clue that it was me. So yes, I had to take the hit for it. I had to take it. But that was it. And this, my grandma again, just told me, next time, just don't write your name under it. But next time, write the same thing. Don't change anything. Yes. So this actually made me say, I was part of the debaters team in SHS. So I was writing it in a debate form, in a way, like I was trying to debate it from the side of students. And probably the teachers did not see it that way. So that was okay. It happened. And what I said was I was not going to join the debate team again. I was not going to debate. But what I didn't know was that, like, the turning point of my life was about debate. And this was what God had put there for me. But the enemy wanted me to shift from it because he knew that that was the turning point for me in my life. I went to uni. Long story short, I decided I wasn't going to join the debate team. Some way, somehow, I was still pulled and dragged back into the debate team. And it opened doors for me. It gave me new friends. It gave me friends who were going to be lifetime friends, who were going to guide and shape my life up to today. They were going to be the ones who were going to help me in a lot of things. This same debate that had caused me trouble was going to be the pivotal point in my life. So in uni, KNUST, I had my first degree in KNUST. I was part of the debate team. My friends were all into politics. I said I wasn't going to go and stand for anything. Of course, once again, my grandma, why are you supporting others? Why are you not going yourself? But the point is, the truth of the matter is, back in KNUST, if you wanted to stand for a position, it involves so much money. And I didn't want to put myself in a position where I would need anybody for anything, especially financial wise. So I decided I'm going to go all out for my friends. And if my friend said he or she is going for any position, trust that Loretta will be there. And I will campaign till I drop. Even if win or lose, we didn't care. So far as we had each other, that was it. So at a point in time, people were calling us the cabal, yes. And I think somebody wrote a whole book about how we were. He used the word for us. He said we were a sisterhood, no, a cult, yes, that was it. He said we were a cult, pledged to loyalty, yes, that we were, and that showed how close we were at the time. We were like very closely knitted. And
Sorry.
Everybody was supporting everybody. Everybody was going all out for everybody. At a point in time, we all finished school, but then yet still we have maintained that closeness. And from school, after my national service, some of my friends helped me to get a scholarship and come to the UK to do my master's. And during my master's, I was like, at the time I had made so many mistakes, like as a young adult, like very grave mistakes that I had promised God that if He ever took me out of those mistakes, I'm going to make Him proud. I'm going to show Him that I really am sorry, and I'll make use of any opportunity to give me. And I'll actually go to my grandma, and I'll sit in her store. She had a store in her room. It's close to her room, and I'll cry in that store because I didn't want her to see that I was crying. But she would hear me. And then one of those days she came, she sat by me, and I said, "Grandma, I'm tired. I don't know, I think God does not like me." And Grandma said, "What have you gone through in life?" And you are saying God does not. What have you gone through in life? But you, what have you gone through? Do you know what I've gone through in life? Stop what you are saying is that God does not like. Continue praying and continue fasting. And when the time is right, God will answer you. But stop saying God does not like you. So I had promised God that I'm going to make it worthwhile. So when I got a master's, that was the opportunity for me that I had been praying about. And so I tried to work so hard, apply for a PhD, left it in God's hands again, and told Him, "God, this is what all I can do. I've done my part. If you want me to actually do this, then please let me have it." So I actually gone for a night shift at a warehouse in the UK. It's very difficult. We're working in a warehouse in the UK. I was standing on my feet for 10 good hours. And in the 10 hours, you would have break after 6 hours. That's 30 minutes break. Then you come back again, and then you stand on your feet for the next 4 hours. So I was tired. And that morning was my PhD interview. I went into the interview. I had slides. I showed them the slides, and I told them that if they knew who they were talking to, I wouldn't be the one convincing them to join the PhD, because I'm going to be the future president of Ghana. And so it's in their best interest to actually make me be in the PhD program, because one day they can actually brag that they have worked with the president of Ghana before. So I'm making them a proposition. So they have to think about it. And there's something that my supervisor actually talks about today. That is like he had never felt that kind of confidence in anyone. Like somebody will just come to me and tell you, "I'm going to be president, so give me the job. Otherwise you regret it." And that was how my supervisor told me I got a job. I got a PhD studentship, and it was a full-time scholarship. He was taking care of everything. And I went back to Ghana, came back to the UK, and then went to do the PhD again. So basically, the trajectory of my life has been one that has been like shaped in a way by God, waiting every step of the way for me to actually see Him in my life and see that it's a plan He has for me. And if I trust fully in Him, then He can lead me to that plan. Because I remember the turning point of me getting this master's scholarship. I remember it was a night I was actually crying and telling God, "God, I don't have any other God anywhere. And if you have decided or chosen that this is how my life is going to be, and it's going to not have any meaning, I'm okay with it. If that's what you want, I'm okay with it. Because at this point in my life, I am going to trust fully in whatever you want. Even if my life is supposed to remain this way for the rest of my life, I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it, knowing that that is what you want for me." And that was it. That was the turning point. And since that day, the opportunities God gave to me, I realized he was just waiting for that time when I come to the full realization that my life is totally 100% dependent on him and his glory. And that is why anytime anything good happens in my life, I try as much as possible to share it and tell everybody, this is what God has done. Because it's a promise and a covenant I have made with God that I'm going to make everybody know that it is him. And I'm never going to forget about whatever he says or who. So anybody I've encountered that comes to me and says there's no God, and in the West you have a lot of such people, I don't argue with them. I just ask them one question. So if things are going very bad in your life and there is nothing, no hope for you, what do you do? Because for me, even if there's no hope for me, I have peace knowing that there's somebody who is the master architect of my life, who has decided to design it that way for my own good. So if you think that there is no one like that, how do you find peace? And they go like, I just take it that way. And I feel like even if they are right and there is no God, that is not the kind of life I want to live. A life without any meaning behind it, without feeling that there's someone looking out for me, knowing that there's somebody looking out for me. No, that's not the kind of life I want to live. So yes, it has reinforced my belief in God, my belief that whatever happens in my life happens because God willed it and God allowed it. And it is definitely going to lead me to that door that he has opened for me. Because if even the bad things that have happened in my life was all staged so that I would find the best out of it. And that's all I can say. Yeah.
Loretta, you are you are a whole inspiration packaged, like it's like me getting an Amazon package at my doorstep and me opening it and it's like boom.
Dinah, do you know even in uni, I forgot to mention, but you actually played a very critical role in my life also in uni. There was one time I didn't have money. I was actually very broke. And Dinah, you called me one day out of nowhere. I'm sure that time it was God speaking to you. You didn't give me money. What you gave me was a business idea. Do you remember? So what you did was you said, like, I have these books. These books, everybody in the university in first year, was it? I think either first
second year.
Second year. Second year. They are reading it, so you can take it round and sell it, and then we share the profit. That's what you said. Business idea. You just gave me the books, and then I was like, oh, okay. So I think the books were for CD at the time. So I went and I was like, the demand for these books, no, I'll put one CD on it. So I said, okay, I'll sell it for 5 CDs. And people were buying because they were supposed to go and buy the book and they didn't know what they were going to buy it for. And it's like, I'm bringing it to their doorstep. And they were buying it, and I will sell it, bring you the money, and then you give me books again, and then I'll go and sell it, get my money. And I actually did that business till I finished school because I was always, even when you were no longer in school, I was always buying the books myself. So that was actually a very critical business point in my life in second in the university. So yes, I said I will always remind you of it. So yes, you were actually one of them. Very
I know.
You are really a good businesswoman. You are a good businesswoman because that business was a very good business.
Oh my gosh, Loretta, this interview with you, I don't know. You're taking me back, down memory lane. This was like how many years ago? More than 10 years ago. This is I started that business in 2011 back in the university. Yeah, when I was in second year, that was when I started that business, and I, as much as I could, I recruited so many people.
That was such a good business you were doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That was really good. Very good. I hope you have not stopped doing business.
No, I haven't stopped. I've always been entrepreneurial.
Yes, you're a very good businesswoman. You have that business inclination.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that piece, and I'm glad to know that it's actually like was very instrumental in your life at the time. And I didn't know that when I left campus you continued, because I was actually looking for somebody I could actually hand over to continue the business. Yes, because my supplier at the time was so pained that I was going to finish school, because I was always like making getting more supplies from him and making more profit for him. So when I was about to leave, I really was looking for somebody who had that thing that I had, that could continue that business. But I'm happy you were able to take it over, and it saw you through campus. It was one of the things that really like grounded me, and I'm happy I was able to support other students, even though I was a student myself. I'm happy I was able to support many students at the time. So I'm glad for this testimony you're sharing with me. Wow, what a power-packed story. This interview got me very emotional and also took me down memory lane. I really hope you've enjoyed the conversation so far, and I've also learned some lessons. We'll take a break here. Next week, we'll bring you a part 2 of her story in episode 28. We'll delve deeper into how Dr. Loretta navigated her PhD journey as a new mother, and also look at her foundation in Ghana aimed at supporting young girls to pursue careers in STEM. You don't want to miss it. We want to thank you for staying with us up until this point. If you want to connect with Dr. Loretta Bortey, you'll find her on Facebook or LinkedIn at Loretta Bortey. You'll find the links to her pages in the description of this video. If you want to connect with the Dairy Mom, you'll find us on Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn at the Dairy Mom, and on Instagram you find us at @the Dairy Mom. We are also happy to announce that our blog has been launched. Visit thedairymom.com/blog for more inspiring stories. Thank you so much for staying with us today. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. This helps our channel to grow. Thank you all once again for joining us. And as I wrap up, my question to you is, what is your hashtag, the Dairy Mom story? Join me and let's do this together. My name is Diana Adair, and I am the Dairy Mom.